All right. Hello, beautiful friends. We are so excited to be here this evening, you guys, with the good, the bad, the pink team building edition. Whoop, whoop. So I myself am Jolene Countryman, and this is my co-host, Jolene Crawford. We're JoJo Squared this evening. And so we have some live guests on tonight, and we're so excited to get started with this. And so if you have been watching the series, or if this is the first time that you're popping on and you're like, what is part 4? Go back and watch part 1, 2, and 3 first. Or if you're watching this resource, and this is a great resource for you to come back to at any time, feel free to reference this. I want to go ahead and take a second to just welcome all of our guests that came on, and they are going to be the ones that are going to be kind of putting up more objections and asking questions. So I want all of y'all guests to feel okay with putting objections out there, putting questions in the chat. This is a great opportunity for us to go ahead and train our consultants, as well as give you guys an opportunity to learn more about the Mary Kay opportunity. And so we're so excited to be here. I'm going to let Jolene Crawford take it from here.
Okay. Well, we always like to share a little bit other than welcoming our guests. We're going to welcome our guests first. That's right. Right. So we're going to go. I'm trying my hardest, ladies, keep up with all the guests from my unit. So let me do my best. Consultants, if you see I missed one of your guests, please put it in the chat, and then Jolene will catch me because I can't see the chat when I'm on here. I'm on my phone. So I apologize.
Oh,
whoops.
She
muted me. She muted me. I mean, a lot of people in this house would like to mute me. Let me just say, if I had a mute button, it would be like ding, ding, ding. I love it. It's okay. It's all right.
Around and I'm like, geez, and I'm like Pac-Man. Like, oh my God, whoops.
I think my husband did that one time with the remote. He actually went like this to me, and I'm like, are you trying to mute me? I'll throw that across the room. Sorry. Side note, I forgot we're being videoed, but that's all right, or recorded. But anyway, so I represent the Seeds of Success unit, and we are in Ohio based. So we are, a little bit farther, but I love the fact that we're able to all connect. And so we have some amazing guests on tonight. We're so thankful that you guys joined. So as I see right now, we have Vanessa who jumped on, Krista jumped on, and she's the guest of Michaela. Michaela was not able to jump on right now because she's taking care of little ones. But I'm going to take care of Krista, and I'm going to love on Krista. And then I'm not sure if Kendra's on yet, but I know she was bathing her baby, and then she's going to jump on. But Robin is on, and Robin's from North Carolina, so she's my friend from a little bit farther away, but I appreciate her being on. Janelle is on, and she's a guest of Kim. Cheryl is on, who's a guest of Kim as well. And then I do believe Amanda is on, who's a guest of Megan. I did see it's the Moto one. I think that's a guest for mine. So let me know, Amanda, if that's you. I think that's you. And I got to talk to Amanda the other day. So ladies, if I forgot anyone, I apologize. I'm trying to keep up, but we've just got an amazing group. So I am going to kick this back over to Jolene so that she can welcome her guests.
Awesome. So I know I am not as organized as Jolene.
Sorry
I know
about
we
that.
have Taylor on. She's on tonight, and we have Pam on. Who else is some of our guests from the Hustlin' Honeys? Okay, so I am the director of the Hustlin' Honeys. I have some incredible women on tonight. I'm so excited to train them and all of the people. And I want to give a shout out to the consultants that, those that show up, go up, y'all. So congratulate yourself and give yourself on a pat on the back for being here. Okay. So I'm not going to call you out specifically, but just know you're in my heart. And I love you all so much. And so if you're a guest on and I didn't call your name, please feel free to put it in the chat, and I'll do a holla out to y'all. But we are excited for y'all to be here. We're excited for you guys to hear this opportunity. And so tonight, oh, yes.
Amber is on for me, Nikki,
okay.
And Courtney is too.
Oh, perfect. Awesome. And Amber and Courtney. Awesome. Thank you for coming out and supporting Nikki. You guys are awesome. Okay. So real quick, I'm just going to tell you guys So Jolene and I are going to share our I stories. So our I stories in Mary Kay, one of the things I'm going to kind of give you the background of the I story. So back when Mary Kate Ash was around, she actually used to find out that like when people actually use their personal stories and they shared with people what their events had been in their life that either had led them to Mary Kay or had led to success or whatever, basically what ended up happening was people had emotional ties to that and they really resonated with that, because oftentimes, especially when we see speakers, when we kind of humble ourselves and we hear them and they say, oh, well, you know, I'm her. That's me. I see myself in her. And so I'm going to share my I story real quick. I have been in the military for 19 years. I started in the Army, went to the Air Force. I've been in the Air Force. I'm a unit training manager and I work full time out at my unit. Last February, I have used Mary Kay products since the year of the Lord. Okay, basically. And so my senior director, Lindsay, reached out to me. She wasn't obviously my director then, but she had sent out this email. And I got this email, and this email basically said like, hey, come on and be on one of our virtual events. So a little bit about that. I was a breastfeeding mama. I had an 8-month-old. My husband is a Marine Corps recruiter. And so he's gone a lot. He's gone like 12 to 15 hours a day. He's not home very often on the weekends. And I'm not even going to lie, I lost myself. I had lost myself. The pandemic was really hard on me because I am a very social person. And so I hopped on this event, and as I'm sitting there and I'm watching all of these products, I'm using these products and putting them on my face. And for, you know, the first time in a hot second, all my moms out there know, like, I felt beautiful. And my husband came home and he was like, what are you doing? I'm watching this live video with, you know, I'm just trying some Mary Kay stuff. And he's sat there and he watched the video for a minute and he pointed at my phone and he said, you should do this. And I said, no, I don't have time for this. I work full time. I have an hour commute one way. And I took, you know, I'm basically like a single mother with my son. And so he said, no, seriously, I think you would be good at this. And so I texted Lindsay and I said, sign me up. I signed up. From there, my team at the time, we earned a car in 3 months, you guys. All right. And what's great about Mary Kay too, just a little snippet, is that you can actually take the car or the cash. And so how cool is that, that you have options? And so in 3 months and 9 days, we earned our first car. I became a director the next day. So we just hit our 1-year anniversary on June 1st. So all those hustling honeys. And the thing is, y'all, is that the sky is the limit. We earned our pink Cadillac in 7 months. And maybe that doesn't mean a whole lot to you guys because you're like, oh, that's cool. Awesome. 7 months. But could you imagine being sitting in your chair where you are now? And could you imagine the differences in your life that it would make if you were a pink Cadillac director 7 months from now? Huge differences, huge shifts. My mind shifted. I opened up. This really was such an incredible experience for me. And one of the things that I did not intend was that whether you're spiritual or not, I got my calling in June. I became a director. By the end of June, I had sustained an injury in my neck. I'm a cop in the Air Force. I've always been like a high speed female. I've always been number one, like push hard, get there. Well, I realized quite fast that I was not going to be able to run and gun, so to speak. And so ultimately what ended up happening was this ripple effect that I was probably going to get medically retired in the near future. And so I'm in the medical process currently of probably getting medically retired or being forced out of the military with a regular retirement when I hit 20 years, which will be in December. And so when I was sitting there, I was on my unit meeting, because we do have unit meetings where we train all of our unit members regularly every week. And I just started crying. And a lot of my girls who were with me then, they remember, and I'm not a crier. Okay. I'm not a crier. And so I just start crying and I realized that this was my calling. This was my mission. My mission was to enrich women's lives and allow women to love themselves again, allow women to find their confidence again, or maybe find it for the first time. And over the course of 3 months, I was able to find that in myself. And so my journey has been one that has been incredible, y'all. If you would have asked me, I would have not known ever. And so it is incredible, the things that God does for us. And so that's my I story. I'm never looking back. And we're going to finish trip this year, as you can see on my board, and we're on our way to finishing a national area. So I'm going to let Jolene go ahead and take it from here.
Thank you. I love that. We're so proud of you and we're cheering you on. As soon as I unmute, the dog barks. It's like to know. avail. Okay. And this is why I love sharing our iStory, because we have very different backgrounds. Same name, very different backgrounds. So you may be on tonight and you may be able to relate more to Jolene Countryman, and you might be able to relate more to me. So I am terrified of the military. I'm completely the opposite of Jolene. Cops I'm afraid of. And so I, I am like completely opposite, but I did come from a medical field. So I know a lot on here tonight are probably from the medical field or something like that. So I was in the medical field before I did Mary Kay. I did cardiac ultrasound, but I guess I should always start with, I am happily married, been married for 20 years. We have 2 children together. We have an 18-year-old daughter who just graduated high school and a almost 17-year-old son who is going to be going outside any second with all of his friends. They're all looking at me. Goodbye. And so we always have a house full of children, but so we're very, very busy. My husband's a locomotive engineer, so he drives the trains. He's been doing that for as long as I've known him. And so we've never had really a schedule. And so when I worked in the medical field, it was really hard with the kids being young. And if the kids were sick, I couldn't call off. I had a day full of patients doing what I did. And so it got really stressful. So I decided to stay home with my kids. And so I quit my job in the medical field and stay home with my kids. I said, I'll sacrifice anything to be home with them. That was my priority. That's where I felt the most successful. And so I did that for a couple years, and then really realized that what my mom always taught me was you need your own mad money. I'm sorry. 18-year-olds are, you notice your 18-month-old Jolene is quiet? Yeah, not my 18-year-olds in the other room. They're going to get in trouble later. Sorry, you guys. Anyways, so my mom always taught me you need your own mad money. And so I didn't want to ask my husband, like, hey, I'm going to buy you a gift. Like, where's the money? You know, whatever. So I wanted my own money, but I needed flexibility. Okay. I needed flexibility more than anything. So number 1 for me was flexibility. And then number 2 was money. I wanted to make some extra money, but I had to have flexibility because my husband has none. And so I was using Mary Kay like Jolene. I loved Mary Kay. I was a hostess. I've done everything that I wanted to. I had to save money. I was a stay-at-home mom. So I'm like, yeah, how can I get a discount on the product? Be a hostess. Okay, I had a house full of people. We had a good time. I got my skincare discounted. I was on all of the products. I had terrible, terrible skin as an adult, not as a teen. As soon as I had my son, my skin was crazy. I had adult acne. So when I found Mary Kay, I fell in love with Mary Kay, and I started to use all of it. And so when I was looking for something with flexibility, but also to make money, my friend who was my recruiter said, Jolene, you got a big mouth. You love Mary Kay. Why don't you come in and do Mary Kay? So my husband's an entrepreneur. I was not entrepreneur raised. I was traditionally raised. So my family never had their own business. So for me, I'm like, I don't know how to have my own business. So I went to him and I'm like, Scott, like, I don't know. What do you think? And my husband's words to me were, you're stupid if you don't try it. You're going to get a discount on your own product. Why wouldn't you? I said, I don't know what I'm doing. So I came into Mary Kay 9 years ago, had no idea what to do. I had never worked retail or I'd never sold anything unless it was to my kids. Okay. And so I came in, but because of the community that I had, that was so different than what I was used to. I was able to move up very quickly at Mary Kay. So I became a director in the first year I was in Mary Kay, and I also earned my first free car. Now at that time I was still bussing kids around. So I ended up taking the money instead. Now, when you were in a pink Cadillac, you take the pink Cadillac. Let me tell you something. At that time, my level was a cruise, and I couldn't fit all those kids in a cruise. So I took the cash. All right. So I did that for a couple of years, and I really liked that. Well, then some things happened on the railroad, and it got real crazy in this house. My husband had to go back on the road. And so what ended up happening is we decided as a family that I was going to step down. And so in Mary Kay, you make you call it. You know, if you don't want to work that much, you don't work that much. I got to decide what was best for my family. And what was best for my family at that time is that I worked more part-time. So I stepped down from being a director and I worked as a consultant. I made the money when we had a vacation. I made the money when there was a holiday, but I needed to be home more. with my kids, but also there was a big focus change in my house because my kids were having a hard transition. And so it just was a lot for me to handle. So then I did that for a couple years. And then in 2019, April 2019, I remember where I was sitting. All my family just dispersed and I was there by myself at the counter. And I'm like, I miss my Mary Kay friends. I miss traveling. I miss that community. I don't have anything, but everybody else in my family does. And so I gave up a lot for my family, and that was okay. But it was time for Jolene to get back to my purpose. And it's funny when Jolene said that she found her purpose, because I started to read the Bible January of 2019 because I was looking for where am I supposed to be. And by which is funny, Jolene, because in April, it was April 2019. It's when I got a slap in the face. God gives me a real nice, gentle slap in the face sometimes. And I knew I was meant to be back in Mary Kay as a director. So I came back full force. We became a unit again within a year, and we debuted March 2020. And everybody knows what happened in March 2020. The world stopped. And I had to figure out how to do this business virtually. I had come into business and we did everything in person. So I had to pivot. And April 1st, I woke up wide-eyed and I'm like, I'm going to figure this out. And so what happened was it was a blessing in disguise, because I learned how to do this business from home. And I love the virtual world, especially when nobody could leave the house and connect. Look how much we're all connecting even here. There is a way to connect virtually. So I learned how to do that. Our unit was able to grow as a new unit. And so we've really come a long way in those 2 years. We've learned a lot along the way. We've earned another 2 cars. We are in the Equinox right now, and we are working towards Cadillac so that me and Jolene can take a little road trip, both of us in our pink Cadillacs, and put the music on and whatnot. But wind in our hair, right? All that good stuff. But I know that I'll never leave Mary Kay again. So that is what was most important to me, is I saw what it looked like without it. And I was so happy to come back, because these people in Mary Kay, these sisters I have in Mary Kay, are the first ones I would go to if I needed help, if I needed support. Nobody in my community, it's all superficial friendships. That's what I found. You have kids that go to school together and play sports together. There's an underlying competition. And when I needed support, I didn't have it. So I love my Mary Kay family, and I wouldn't change that for all the money in the world. That's what's priceless to me. Plus the flexibility, plus the money, plus all that great stuff that comes with it. But the biggest blessing to me is all of these women that I'm surrounded with. So that's a little bit about me, probably a lot about me. So I do apologize for that. But we are going to now just have some of our consultants, if they feel comfortable enough, they can also put it in the chat box. But we would love to hear some wins, some small wins. We want to celebrate those wins. We have this world, our life goes so crazy and so fast that we've got to stop, dare I say, smell the roses. And we have to really celebrate those small wins. So is there anyone in here who can share a small win? Sometimes a small win is I didn't kill anybody today. You just never know what your win is. So it can be Mary Kay related. We would love to hear your win in your business, but maybe it's not Mary Kay related. Like I said, maybe you didn't kill anybody today, and that was, a good thing. So if anybody can unmute, we'll just have a couple consultants share, and then we'll move on. Is there anything in the chat?
Shannon said the Pink Sisterhood is like no other!
And Kim said Mary Kay sisters always have my back. No judgment.
No judgment. Well, I know Nikki got a sale today. Nikki Puckett got a sale today. So that was big. She was very excited.
Yay. And then I think that's my Megan. And she is a new consultant, and she just hit 600 in sales. So we're so excited for Megan. I believe that is my Megan Rowe. So unless you've got a Megan who also did 600, but we just talked today and she sold 600.
That's wonderful. Does anybody else have anything?
Yes, it is. It's Megan. Okay, I thought so.
Yeah, I have a win. This is Kim Jackson in Jolene Crawford's unit. And we joke about this because I work in healthcare. And so fact, I did not kill anybody today. So yes, that is.
Hey,
for sure.
I did not kill anybody. But also, I just want to share too. when I got the message from my director earlier today, about this opportunity to share about Mary Kay and why we're involved in it and how we got into it. And I was thinking, oh my gosh, I don't know if I'm going to have anybody on. And I have 3 guests on. So I'm just really appreciative and thankful for that. That's a win. So thank you, Janelle and Greta and Cheryl, for joining. We appreciate you. And I really hope that you get something out of today. And I appreciate you guys taking out the time.
Awesome. Yes, Kim.
Great job, Kim. And let me just say, Kim's going on no sleep. She had a little bit of a emergency outside her family last night. She was in and she was not home at all. So she's going on a lack of sleep right now. And again, the fact you didn't kill anybody with no sleep, I mean, that is a double win for sure. But I think this is a great time for any questions or objections. So guests, you might have some questions about Mary Kay, the business part of it. Okay, so maybe not so much the products, but the behind the scenes. So hypothetically, if you were going to start a Mary Kay business, what would you want to know about the business part of Mary Kay? Or maybe it's more objections, like maybe you're worried, like Kim was saying, that your area is saturated with Mary Kay consultants. So whatever that might be, this is how consultants get trained, is hearing the questions that somebody would have or hearing the objections and hearing how Jolene and myself talk through that, because I had a lot of objections before I came in. I had a lot of hesitations, and I had to also do the same thing. So please don't hesitate to ask any questions or drop them in the comments. That's, that's easier for you too if you don't want to unmute, but we need you. We need you to help our consultants with training. And so we don't want anybody to hold back. There is nothing we won't answer unless you ask my weight. You ask my weight, I'm gonna lie every time. You can ask my age, but you ask my weight, I will lie every time. But you can ask it.
That's wonderful. Well, while we're waiting for some questions to roll in, I'm just going to kind of give you a rundown of what the basics are of being a Mary Kay beauty consultant. So some of the benefits are you get 50% off of your skincare products, your fragrances, your body care. You are going to wash your body. You're going to want to smell good. You're going to want to do all of these things. Okay. Head to toe Mary Kay. And why not get 50% off of them? Okay. And so that's probably number one. And since it's June, and so whether you're watching this past June or not, you can have the opportunity to get 60% off of your skincare sets this month. And so Mary Kay is always looking at us in the field, and they're thinking of ways to make our business more profitable and easier. And so one of the things to know is we do not have any sales quotas. Okay. So if you've ever been in any other direct selling business and you've had sales quotas, we do not have any of those. Literally all you have to do to become a consultant is right now we have a $30 e-start. You get your personal website, your ProPay website. And what's great about that too is you only have to place one active order a year minimally. Okay. And so when you place that order, all you have to do is place an order of $225 wholesale. And so that's with our discount of 50%. And so one thing to know about that, y'all, is the fact that if you're already hooked on skincare, if you're here, you're probably already using some of the products. A lot of the times just spending $225 is your skincare for the year. Maybe it's some of the products that you want to try that you're like, well, I can't get those because they're not at 50% off. And so typically the personal use discount is what initially gets consultants interested in this opportunity. And then the other things that happen are the things that keep them here or make them make the decision to sell. And so probably the number one reason that people say that they cannot start a Mary Kay business is because they don't have time. Okay. And so let me just tell you guys the difference between me. I had done this in college, dabbled a little bit. Okay. And that was because I was poor. I couldn't afford full price for the product. So I was like, you know what, make a way, I'll find a way. And so I sold for a little while and eventually I did dental hygiene and all that good stuff. And so one of the things I will tell you is Jolene in 2009 had all the time in the world for the most part. I mean, she worked 2 jobs, she was busy, but she could have found time. Okay. Jolene in 2021, she was a busy mama, working full time, taking care of the house, cleaning, all of this stuff that we as women know that we do. And then sometimes, that we have to do in addition to everything else, dishes, laundry, all of that stuff. I don't know about you guys, but I hate folding laundry. And so one of the things to keep in mind is that if you can see people like me, busy women are successful. You know why? Because y'all are really good at doing a lot of things fast and efficiently and effectively. And so if you made your Mary Kay business a priority, I guarantee you would be able to find time. So what I recommend is get your business started. Look at what areas you can put Mary Kay in, whether that's 15 minutes. We do virtual events on Facebook. And so you have the opportunity to take advantage of that. And you have the opportunity for your guests, your friends, your family, all these people you know in your inner circle to try these products. And one thing that I do know for sure is that these products sell themselves. So once people say yes to trying the product, oftentimes it's only a matter of time before they're using the product. Kimbo, come to my house and fold my laundry, for the love of God. Why don't you live closer? But what I can say is it's an investment in yourself sometimes, you guys. And so if you do not prioritize your life now, sometimes what happens is you need one more thing to even out your plate. Because if you're doing everything for everybody else, and if you are giving so much of yourself for everybody else, you're just like everybody else. All right. You're just like everybody else, because as women, we will sacrifice ourselves for the ones we love, for the ones we care about, and it's part of our culture. Well, one of the things to know about your culture is the simple fact that it is okay to have you time. And maybe that looks like hopping on a meeting with some of your new pink girlfriends and finding common ground and realizing that you are not alone. Okay. You are in your own business when you join Mary Kay, but you are not alone in your own business. We are there to guide you and help you in every way possible. And so the thing is we take care of y'all, and you get to be your own boss. Like, who wouldn't want to get to be their own boss?
Amen. Nobody tells us what to do.
Yeah. Well, I mean, kind of.
Well, yeah. I mean, I tell myself what to do, or sometimes you tell me what to do, or I have to, we did have a question pop up. It was Amanda, or no, it wasn't Amanda, it was Krista. Krista said, what's the best way to approach somebody about Mary Kay? Great question. In my unit will tell you, I always say we have to be beautiful butterflies. We can't be pesky mosquitoes. So I really feel like we lead with a service, with a need. We find a need and we fill it. We don't lead with sales. When you lead with a sale, you feel icky. So my goal in our unit is that we find needs and we fill them. And because most people, if you ask most women if their skin is perfect, if they wouldn't change anything, most people, probably 99%, would say there's something that they would change about their skin. There's a need that we can fill. And so I always like to find that need first and lead with that. How can I service you? Right, Kim? We say that. I think Chick-fil-A says that. How may I be of service to you? How can I service you? But is there a new skincare that you might want to try? Is there something that you'd like to change? Maybe if it's deeper, my skin's changing, my skin's drier. So for me in our unit, the way I want everybody to approach people about Mary Kay is in a really loving, giving way. And it's all about them, like how we could serve them, because I'm very passionate about our products. Skincare, I think, is the most important thing, because it's the first thing people see on us is our face. And because I struggled so much with adult acne and didn't want to leave the house, it's very important to me. And so I think that it's really important that women feel good about themselves on the outside as well. So that's how we talk in our unit on how to approach somebody about Mary Kay. And Jolene might have another take on that. And because as directors, we get to do whatever we want, right?
Yep. Come in like a wrecking ball. No, I'm just kidding. My big thing is ask everybody. Don't prejudge. All right. So one of the huge things about team building that I think we've all mistaken, whether it's in team building, whether it's in sales in general, is thinking, no, they don't need me, whether it's because they look so great or whether it's because they don't. Okay. At the end of the day, it is not your decision to decide. It is your opportunity and your job to let them hear about it, allow them the opportunity to learn about it, just like they're here tonight. And so a lot of people, oftentimes they're going to say, well, I don't have the money for this, or I don't have the money to purchase product. And so one of those objections that you're looking at, especially when you're talking about money and opening up, just talking to people in general, that may be one of the biggest things that they say is their biggest issue. And so let me just tell you guys something. If you don't have $30 to start your own business, you need to start your own business, because you should never, ever have to worry about having $30 again. Okay. And by moving yourself and making the decision to be a business owner, you control your flexibility, you control your money, you control the flow of both of those. And so I'm telling you, one of the biggest things that I can tell you is that this opportunity will change your life if you will let it. And if you let $30 hold you back from making a decision to say yes, then I'm telling you right now, if you sit there and you think what could have been, when in all actuality, give it a try. It's $30, y'all. We spend $30 on coffee, on way more than diapers. Good God, diapers are expensive. But like, I'm telling you, there are so many things in our lives that we spend money on that we don't need. Let me tell you something. If you don't have $30 to start a business, you need this business.
Sorry. Yes, absolutely. And I did want to also touch base on another objection that we hear, and that Kim brought up. Kimbo. Do I call her Kimbo?
Yeah,
Is
you
that
call her
okay?
Kimbo.
Okay.
Kimbo.
But she was talking about her area being saturated with consultants. And I hear this objection sometimes. I did check the chat box. I didn't see anything else with questions. So I thought we'll just cover some of our most common objections. But your area is saturated. I live in a very, very small town. My senior director is 20 minutes away from me. She's been a director for 40 years. I think the best thing that came out of virtual is learning how to build our business across the states. When I built my business the first time, I stayed pretty close to my community. So Robin is a friend of mine now, and she's in North Carolina. She's a customer of mine from North Carolina. I saw Lori Whaley was on. I met Lori through Robin. Lori's a consultant from North Carolina. They're 8-10 hours away from me, but virtual has taught us how to leave our community. Because let me tell you something, if I would have stayed in my community, in my circle here, I would have never been where I am now. I have no support from my family and friends. I can promise you that. 90-ish% of my unit is made up of people who didn't know me, and they're not my family or friends. Okay, because I was always brought up that you don't ask people for anything, even to buy a product they're going to buy in the store. So I never asked my family and friends to help me at all. And so I have built my business with just expanding. And I did start with some people that I did know. And then it was a ripple effect, and they introduced me to people that they knew. And that is how we expanded out. So I don't want everybody to think, well, I'm in a small community. That's okay. Our goal is that we move out of it. Even if you are in a big area, you know, I know Jolene's area in Texas is probably bigger than mine in Ohio here, but we don't ever want to stay in just our community, right? We want to pass the blessings along as much as we can. And so don't let that hold you back either. That's why you need training. That's why you have both of us. So we're going to give you ideas on how to move outside of that community if you feel like there's a lot of consultants in your area. And also, you have a community of your own that you can branch out to. Okay, so just because you have a friend in your area and they might be a consultant and they might know people, you know your own people. You might have coworkers, you might have your husband or a spouse, or maybe you're just your other family and they have people that they know. And so don't ever assume, well, they know all the same people. They don't. Okay, so I can promise you they don't. So I just wanted to cover that too, because I do hear that objection as well.
One of the other things I'll add on to that, and this is kind of a funny thing that I tell my consultants all the time, is I'm like, do you have 3 friends that would help you hide a body? Okay.
Yes.
Like, let's be real honest, like get down here and dirty. Okay. From the cop aspect, I got a dark sense of humor at times. And so that's part of it, you guys. Everybody has 3 friends. And so the thing is even if you have a launch party, which we provide the samples for you, we go live for you. You never have to go live. We do all of those things for you. So your 3 friends who will help you hide a body, guess what they have? 3 more friends. And guess what those people have? So it's like that ripple effect that there is always abundantly more. And when your heart is in the right place, God will provide. Okay. But you do have to do the work. You do have to do the work. And so the thing is if you don't ask the questions, you can't get the answers. And so part of this business is enriching people's lives, just trying to make them have a good time, for whether it's an hour, whether it's the 5 minutes that you're chatting with them. We have tactics and we have ways for you to reach out. But let me just tell you, our unit is from coast to coast, north to south. We have members all over the United States. And so the thing is they're in small towns, they're in big cities, they're in the middle of BFE, y'all. And so the thing is that you guys, we can teach you how to expand your business, and then we do the work for you. Like, we're the one going live. We're the one walking people through the products for the most part. You still have the opportunity to go in person if you like, but it's not a requirement anymore. And so this business has gotten to the point where it is so easy. We have systems in place that we know that works, because in our upline, at least for the Hustlin' Honeys, we have the number one director in North America is our senior. Okay. And so the reason I say that is not to brag, but to let y'all know is that leadership is part of this. Okay. So part of it is guidance, leadership, and sometimes it's time to follow and sometimes it's time to lead. And so the good thing to know is that we know these systems work. We know that they are proven to show that any consultant can do this business. And so part of the time when we have these objections is that you're lacking self-confidence. You're worried, you have the fear of failure. What if I spend the $30 and what if I fail? And really what you should be thinking is, what if you succeed? What if you do it all? What if you go all the way? What if you do all the things that you think that you're unable to do because of your own limiting mindset, your own limiting beliefs? Because y'all, let me just tell you, you are incredible. You are worthy, you are strong, and you are meant for greatness if you allow yourself to become great. Sorry, I went on a rant there down the rabbit hole.
I like that. Keep going. I was listening. I needed to hear that too.
But it's true. I'm telling you, like, oftentimes we beat ourselves up. And if you're in your head and you're beating yourself down and you're like, and you're having that tug, y'all know what I'm talking about. It's in the pit of your stomach and you're like, oh God, oh, what if I do this? What if I say yes? What if I go ahead and say, sign me up in the chat? And they all go wild and they all do a backflip on Zoom. I can't backflip, but I will try for you. No, I'm just kidding. But with that, like, that shows a small fraction of the amount of support that you get in this business. We get into this business to make money. We get into this business to change lives. We do all of the things. Oh, sorry, there's reverb. And so this is what we're here for, y'all. We are here to change your life, and we're here to offer you an opportunity to do that. And all you have to do is say yes. That's all you have to do is say, you know what? I want to go ahead and give this a try. I see my friends, and look at your friend. Okay. If you're here with somebody that you know, and she's your friend and she signed up a month ago and you have seen changes in her, those same changes can happen in yourself. And so this business is about helping people. It's about helping people. And if you want to help people and you want to be a part of something that is positive, because there is not enough positive in this world, you guys, there's not enough people excited and smiling and wearing lipstick. Okay. Because the thing is I'm telling y'all, when they see you, I remember after I started going on camera and stuff, like the amount of energy that I would have, like even on days I didn't feel like it. You guys, we all have those days. We all have those days. Even on days I was like, oh God, I really don't feel like going live, but I have to. Once I get on the camera and once I finish, I am so filled. My cup is so full. And it's because of you guys. It's because I know that I'm helping you be successful. I'm helping you grow your confidence. I'm helping you find those things. And so creating that network is part of your responsibility. Selling the products is part of your responsibility. The other part is that you take our guidance and our leadership and you use it. And so when you hit a wall, you tell us. You don't just pull back, because we all love to pull back when things aren't going our way. You lean in and you get ready for it. Because oftentimes when we are in a storm, so if you're fighting your own storm right now, it means that there is a sunshine and there is a rainbow on the other side. And if you don't weather the storm, you never get to see that rainbow. You never get to see that sunshine. And maybe that sunshine is pink. Okay. And so maybe that's the change that you need in your life. And you don't know until you make that decision to change and to try, to give it a shot.
Thank you. I love pink sunshines. That's the best kind. And worst case scenario, you get a great discount on products for the rest of your life. Worst case, if you walked into your favorite store and they said, hey, you pay $30 and you'll get half off everything in the store for the rest of your life, we'd all be pitching over the $30, right? Worst case scenario, you come in for $30 and you get a fantastic discount for the rest of your life. Best case scenario, you win those trips, you win those diamonds, you enrich others, you build confidence in yourself and others. And, you never know what's going to come out of that starter kit. But the one thing is I can promise you, if you don't try, you'll never know. And so I think everybody should do Mary Kay one time. I really do. One time they should try it. Sometimes Mary Kay's for a season and sometimes it's for a lifetime. And I think everybody should try it because you just never know. There's some people who have come into my unit and they haven't stayed, but their friendships and their connections are still strong. And they would never have had those if they hadn't tried it. So I don't know where you're at, but I will tell you, I know that as women, we overthink everything. And so I would strongly suggest that if there's even an ounce of what dreams are on your heart that you would love to see fulfilled, and are you on the path to fulfill them? If you don't change anything, nothing will change. So if there's even just a small, like, I wonder what this could be like. What do you have to lose? You can spend $30 at Dollar Tree. Okay. I don't even say Target anymore, because Dollar Tree I can go crazy over. So remember that too. Like, that's all there is a $30 commitment. The rest is up to you. You'll never get pressured from me. You'll never get pressured from Jolene. We don't have time to pressure anyone. Unless you're my kids, you don't get harassed. I just don't have time for it. So I'm just going to reach out to everybody and tell you that if there is an ounce of wonder, just try it. Let us help you figure out if Mary Kay is going to fit in your life. And if you would never, if I didn't try this 9 years ago, my life would look so different. My daughter graduated high school. I never missed a soccer game. I was able to be at everything she wanted me to be at. That is so more important to me than how much money did I make in the last 4 years she was in high school. If I worked for somebody else, I would have never had those choices. And that's what Mary Kay can give you, choices. And that was real big for me when she graduated, that I could really look back and not regret anything. So I think that's it. And we don't have any other questions, right? Oh wait, do we?
No, I didn't see any other questions. The only other thing I will add, is that a lot of people, sometimes some of the objections I've gotten in the past is, well, I've already tried direct sales. I've already done this once. Well, so one thing to keep in mind is, one of my good friends, and she's a sales director as well, her name's Rita. She did Norwex. She did Beauty Counter. She did all of these different direct selling companies, and she was never successful. Okay. So she just finished earning her Equinox, and she just hit, on the end of this month, on June 30th, she will hit her 1-year anniversary. And the thing is when you think of yourself as a plant, and when you're watered, you grow. Okay. And that's what Mary Kay can do for your life, is it can water you and it can help you grow. And then, just like Jolene said, is you decide to make that decision. You decide how you approach people. You decide what works best for you, what flexibility you have, what hours can you work. And the thing is you fit Mary Kay into your life. No, you fit your life into Mary Kay. That's how it works. Or no, I said that backwards. You fit Mary Kay into your life. Yeah, it's that way. That's how I meant. That's how I meant it. Because the thing is it's flexible. So let's say you got some stuff going on. Not only do you have support from Mary Kay women around you, but you're also going to have the ability to step back a little bit if you need to, in times when you need to, because we all know life happens. One thing I will also say is we don't expect you to be pushy, scary Kay ladies. Okay. We don't want you scaring people people saying, buy from me, buy from me, buy from me, buy from me. We want you saying, hey, would you like to try some free samples? I would love to pamper you, or I would love to bless your day with some samples or some pampering. We want you to use this opportunity as an opportunity to make someone's day better. And so we don't like the salesy, pushy people. We want people that are authentically themselves. So if you're more introverted, if you're more laid back, if you're one of those people where you're okay with sending a text message instead of a voice message, you do whatever you're comfortable with because it is your business. And so it allows you to have choices 100%. And the thing is you guys, you never know what you can accomplish if you're letting fear control your life. Because Mary Kay Ash said, most people live and die with their music still unplayed. They never even dare to try. So just try, give it a shot. And if it doesn't work out, all you're out is $30. And just for being here, you're getting a product that's half of that. So really you're just out $14. So like, seriously, don't let your life go and be on your deathbed thinking to yourself, wow, I should have done this. I should have done this. I should have done this. I heard this. I forget where I heard it. I listened to a lot of books on tape, and one of them was saying just that. You know how many people are on their deathbed and they're terrified? They're terrified because of all of the things they didn't do. People who have a fulfilling life, that find their purpose, that find their passion, they know that their life was filled, their life was full, and they can exit this world knowing that they did the greater good. They did what was best for them. They have no regrets. They have nothing they're looking back on. And they know that, they made a divine path out of this and they gave it a try instead of looking back and saying, well, I wish I would have done this. I wish I would have seen this. I wish I would have done these things. Because you can earn cars, you can earn trips, you can see the world on Mary Kay's dime when you work hard enough. And all it takes is consistency and you taking that first step of saying yes and deciding, cutting off all other options. Does anybody have any other reasons why you're sitting here right now and you're like, I didn't say sign me up, but this is why? Because I'm not calling you out by any means. I'm just trying to help our consultants understand and see different objections that we see. Because the thing is every single person is uniquely themselves. You were created unique and perfect in your own way. And so your objections may look different than the ones that we typically have, and it's okay to share them. Okay, guys, I don't see any other questions. All right. Well, to our guests, I just want to say thank you so much. So much for being here. We appreciate your time. Make sure you get with your beauty consultant. Jolene, do you do the Google link as well?
I do not.
You don't? Okay. So for the people that showed up for my unit, you will be getting a link for JoJo's Hustlin' Honeys. And what it's going to ask for is your feedback and your address, so I know where to send the lip gloss. Also, just Taylor, I'll bring yours Saturday. But with that being said, you guys, I hope you all have a blessed evening. I hope you got something from this. And if you need time to think about it, or if you have more questions, please don't hesitate to reach out to your beauty consultant or one of us directly. We don't mind at all. As far as the consultants, y'all can stick behind if you'd like. We have a couple more things we'd like to share with y'all.
But thank you again, all of you, for joining. This was fantastic training. And we appreciate all of you for taking the time out of your